Hello, sport fans. This is Bill Riley, your state tournament public address announcer for the past 3 years. It is my pleasure, on behalf of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union, to bring you the official motion pictures of another Girls State Basketball Championship. As was the story in previous tournaments, thousands of spectators jammed the Drake Fieldhouse in Des Moines to witness the thrilling contest between Slater and Kamrar for the 1950 championship. There was not one available seat left, as over 6,500 sport-loving fans filled the Fieldhouse beyond capacity. The total attendance for the entire tournament, over 40,000 people. On hand to bring a play-by-play account of this all-important game were many of Iowa's leading radio stations. To the many thousands of girls basketball fans in Iowa who could not see the classic, listening to it over the radio was second best to being there. Tension was at its peak. As each team took its place on the floor for the final warm-ups, loyal supporters literally shook the Fieldhouse. The stage was set for revenge. Could Slater wipe out the 56-51 by Kamrar earlier in the season? Or would Kamrar, with a fighting and determined ball club, repeat its 1948 performance and capture the crown? Time would soon tell, and we're ready to go with the first quarter of action. Starting the championship game for Kamrar, at forwards, Dorothy Welp, number 12. First team All-State. All-State guard in 48 when Kamrar won the championship. Arliss Havingaw, number 6. And Barbara Hodson, number 13, the forwards for Kamrar. At guards for Kamrar, Aletha Van Langen, number 10, and those are the Kamrar guards in action now. Faye Kennedy, number 3. Marilyn Gerber, number 4. Linda Fonken, number 7, substitute guard. Starting the game for Slater, at forward, and there are the forwards working now, Margaret Middens, shooting, number 22. Martell Ursuline, number 25, second team All-State. And starting forward for Slater, Nettie Hammond, number 15. Guards for Slater, Marjorie Akala, number 14, first team All-State. And the Slater guards in action now. Darlene Clonglin, number 12. Catherine Twitt, number 23, and Elaine Twitt, number 32, substitute guard. As the first quarter moves along, the teams begin to lose the first nervousness of the big game and begin to play basketball. Championship basketball, precision basketball. Slater, coached by Andy Butt, veteran coach-educator. Andy brought the Slater girls to the tournament for the past 3 years, and they were the third-place team in 1948. Kamrar, coached by Dick Brower, the young coach who brought his team to the state finals in his very first year of coaching. However, Kamrar is no newcomer to tournament competition. Kamrar teams have been in state tournament 5 different times, and of course, they were the champs in 48. Now, to note the action in the final seconds of the first quarter. Slater used Margaret Middens at the pivot, with Martell Ursuline and Nettie Hammond out. In the first quarter score, Kamrar 21, Slater 14. Well, it's the start of the second quarter now. Slater, trailing by 7 points, puts on the pressure in this second period to even matters in the big scoreboard. And there's Slater with a basket by Ursuline. Kamrar now with the ball. There's a hook shot by Havingaw. Missed. Officiating, the very finest in history. There's Mel Walker of Ottumwa watching the play with an expert's eye for perfection. The Slater guards had a lot of fight and fire. Watch Akala, Clonglin, and Twitt go for the ball there. The Kamrar guards, crowd favorites for their spirit and sportsmanship, scrapped and scrapped throughout the tournament, fought hard. There are the Kamrar girls in action. There's the great pivot, Dorothy Welp, the Kamrar pivot, fighting for position. A shot missed. The Kamrar offense moved a bit faster than Slater. Hodson playing out. Havingaw driving down the right side for that sensational right-hand hook shot, and Welp at pivot. There's a bucket by Welp. The Slater offense was deliberate, calm, precise. These two well-coached teams represent a field of nearly 700 girls' teams that began competition for this championship game way back in sectional play. Kamrar with the ball. Slater guards, making it tough. Hodson. Now Slater controlling the ball. And as the second quarter draws to a close, here's the deliberate play of the Slater forwards working relentlessly towards victory. Watch Nettie Hammond. Set, shoot, kick. There it is. Good. The officials, Mel Walker and Benny Beckerman of Des Moines, watch the Slater girls as the seconds tick away. It's almost halftime. Watch Nettie Hammond. Set, kick. Good. And at the halftime, Slater 31, Kamrar 28. It's the second half now of this championship game, which saw the lead change hands 27 times. And at the start of the second half, Slater holding that narrow 3-point lead. But not for long. Welp pivots, shoots, and scores. Now close-up action. Hodson with a long one. Scores. Watch Dorothy Welp work under the basket, fighting for control. All-state performer, a bucket. For Slater, Ursuline, the playmaker, shoots and scores. Kamrar guards bringing the ball out. Referee Walker spotted one and called it there. Did you see that? Coupled with Benny Beckerman, the officiating was at its best. Now, watch the much publicized delicate touch of Margaret Middens. The pass, the flip, the bucket. As the play in the third quarter of the championship game continues, another champion watches from the sidelines. She is Mary Armstrong, representing the great basketball family from Wyoto. The 1950 state free throw champion, Mary Armstrong. Back to the action. Middens flips, missed that one. Jump ball in the Slater territory, control ball. Slater always working into the pivot. There's the pass in for Middens. Watch the flip, a bucket. Kamrar with the ball now, a shot. Foul called. Dorothy Welp shoots two. There's a scramble under the basket and tension is mounting. A shot by Slater. Watch a nifty retrieve there by scrappy Kamrar guard Faye Kennedy. Now close-up action again. Hodson. As the third quarter ends, Andy Butt and the Slater girls will begin plotting strategy for the final period. Final seconds ticking away in the third quarter. Kamrar fighting for the basket. And at the end of the third period, Kamrar by 1 point, 46-45. Andy Butt and the Slater girls, they're near at hand. Dick Brower reminds the Kamrar girls of that trip to Texas. The pressure is on. Years of practice, hours of concentration, boundless hopes. This is the fourth quarter, 8 minutes away from the championship. Reflecting the coaching of Andy Butt, the Slater girls play the same deliberate, calculated brand of ball, always stalling, taking it easy. In slow motion now, stalling, waiting for an opening. There's the opening, the pass into Middens. She sets, shoots, the flip. A bucket. Kamrar with the ball. Now watch two All-Staters, Dorothy Welp with the ball, Marjorie Akala guarding her. Championship form, a basket. A free throw by Ursuline for Slater. Working the ball in their forward court. Trying to work it in, always. Fighting for control of the ball. Slater guards, excellent. Hodson with the ball out. The Havengaw. Welp. Can't get it away. Hodson tries a long one. Hits for a basket. Kamrar again, always trying to work it in. The Slater guards making it so tough. Welp can't get the shot away. Hodson tries another long one. That one missed. In slow motion again, note the deliberate play of the Slater girls, reflecting past tournament experience. The stall is on. Stall, stall, hold the ball, watch for an opening. The pass into Middens, back out again. Always feeding into Middens at the pivot. But the stall is on now by the Slater girls. burning up the time, the valuable seconds. Middens coming out from the pivot, confusing the Kamrar girls. Now she's back in the pivot there, watching for the opening. There's the pass, the flip, a basket. Now as the minutes tick away in the final quarter, Kamrar closely guarded by the Slater girls. That's Clongland, number 12 there. Always fighting for the ball. The Slater girls, tremendous defense. Havengaw shoots one, misses. And now in close-up action, presenting the Slater stall once again, in full swing, burning those valuable seconds away, burning those minutes away. Always closer to victory, always nearer to the state championship. The Slater stall. It's the automatic timeout. Only 3 minutes remain, and the 1950 Iowa girls basketball champions will be crowned. Both teams were really up for this championship game. They matched shot for shot, and never was there a decisive lead by either team. It was a blistering struggle up until the last 4 minutes. It was at this point that Slater started to pull away, with Margaret Middens deciding the issue with her spectacular fadeaway hook shot. Both coaches, Andy Budd of Slater and Dick Brower of Kamrar, did splendid jobs in bringing their respective teams to the finals. Middens led the scoring with 32 points, while her teammates Martell Ursuland had 19 and Nettie Hammond 14. Dorothy Welp led Kamrar's offense with 21 points. Barbara Hodson scored 19 and Arliss Havengaw 12. Not enough can be said for the fine defensive play of both teams. The backcourt performers played alert ball, forcing the opposition to shoot from far out on many attempts. Forming Slater's defense was Marjorie Accola, Darlene Clongland, and Catherine Twitt. The bulwark of Kamrar's defense, Aletha Van Langen, Faye Kennedy, and Marilyn Gerber. Yes, it was great basketball, Iowa State Tournament basketball. And here it is, the end of the ball game, with Slater the new girls state champions for 1950. That's it. There they are, the new champions. The final score, Slater 65, Kamrar 52. Displaying the fine sportsmanship that is predominant in Iowa girls basketball, both teams get together for backslapping, handshakes, and heartiest congratulations. There they are, the Slater girls, the queens of the 1950 tournament, and, appropriately, a great basket of roses for the queens. Here is Rod Chisholm, Executive Secretary of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. And Mr. O.H. Rutenbeck of Avoca. Mr. Rutenbeck, President of the Girls Union, makes the trophy awards. Consolation awards go to Winterset and Mallard. Winterset defeated Mallard in the consolation 50-44. Two great teams, Winterset and Mallard. And now Kamrar, yes, folks back home in Kamrar can be mighty proud of their team. A fighting team, truly fine sports. And to the winners, the championship trophy. With the championship, the honor of representing Iowa in the interstate game with Dimmitt at Waco, Texas. Slater is the first girls basketball team from Iowa to play another state champion outside the borders of the Hawkeye State. Well, sport fans, this winds up another state championship tournament, and with it all the thrills and color and sportsmanship that make the Iowa girls basketball tournament one of Iowa's leading sport classics.